In today's experiment, we're going to be using wastewater, or simulated wastewater, and we're going to try to purify it. So for making the dirty water, we're going to be using elements like three quarters of 500 ml, oil, salt, food color, dish soap, dirt, and vinegar. We're also going to be using pH strips to test how acidic or how alkaline it is. We're going to be setting up purification in a different way. We're going to explain as we go on. So first, let's make the simulated water. First, we'll pour oil. We're gonna also pour a little bit of salt. Alright, so we're gonna pour 2 drops of food coloring. Okay. Then we're gonna pour in some topsoil. So we're also gonna do a few drops of soap, and for the remaining, we're gonna fill it with vinegar. Okay, then the remaining space we'll just pour it with vinegar. Alright, then we're gonna remove the funnel and then shake it well. Alright, so let's let it rest for a few minutes. Then we'll have the pH strips and see how it see if it's very acidic, neutral, or alkaline. Alright, we waited for a while. Now let's test our pH strip. So this is a pH strip. We're gonna put it for around 5 seconds, and then we're gonna dip it for 5 seconds and then pull it back up. So 3, 2, 1. Alright. So this is our pH strip. This pH is actually aligning more with 4, which is under acidic. So that means it turned from neutral to acidic. You can see that it's lining up with acidic. Okay, now we're going to be making the water filter. So we wrapped outside the coffee filter and we sticked it with a rubber band. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take this bottle or cup bottle, and what we're going to do is we're going to take another coffee filter and we're going to put it in the inside. So for the coffee filter, we're going to want to tuck it in. Okay, this is pretty okay. Next, we're going to want to have 2 cups of sand. Sand is going to be our next purification. Alright, so this is 1 cup. I'm gonna pour this 1 cup. Okay, next we're gonna have another cup. So 2 cups in total. Okay. Enough sand. We're gonna pour this last cup. Then we're gonna wanna layer it nicely. Alright, so we poured a little of over 2 cups. Now we're going to be pouring 1/2 cup of activated charcoal. Alright, so this is 1/2 cup of activated charcoal. We're gonna wanna also even it out just like we did with the sand. Alright, now it's even. We'll now add the rocks. Small pebbles and rocks. So we'll just dump the whole thing, because why not? Okay, so you might be wondering, what are we doing with the rocks, activated charcoal, and the sand? Well, you know, for groundwater, why it's so clean and purified? Well, what happens is that, you see, our dirty water, it has dirt and all kinds of other elements. But because of these elements that are in the ground, like sand and activated charcoal and rocks, what's happening is that it's removing the dirt from the water, purifying the water in a natural way. So that's how we're going to be using it. Rocks will not allow any big sediments to pass through, and sand will not allow any small sediments to pass through. And activated charcoal will remove colors, odors, and etc. from the water. Alright, so we have now successfully made our water purify. We've successfully made our design. Now we will add the water. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a pH strip and we're going to measure how clean the water is after, so before and after. So, by the way, we're pouring 500 milliliters of dirty water. We'll also measure how much water we reclaimed after. Alright, now we will just wait for it to settle and slowly purify. Drops are pouring, drops is pouring. There's a drop over there. See, water is already being purified. Yeah, we can see the water is being crystal clear. So we left it for 8 hours and the purifying is completely done. So now we'll take the pH strip and see what it is. So we'll just put it in. Alright, now we'll put it out. Alright, so now let's go to the pH strip and we'll see what it compares with. Okay, so it mostly compares with the 6, which is under the neutral zone. So that means that this water is fresh. You see this purification sample test actually worked. It was a successful sample test, meaning that it changed from acidic to neutral. Alright, so now let's measure how much water we recovered. Keep note that we put in 500 ml. Okay, so now we're just gonna pour in the water and see how much we reclaimed. So we reclaimed 400 of the 500 milliliters, meaning that we reclaimed 80% of the wastewater that we put in. The color is crystal clear besides what was really bluish from the food color. That means that the activated charcoal actually filtered through the color. All the sediments were also filtered through the rocks and sand. So this is all about wastewater filtration.